Okay, so here we are booted up into our Raspberry Pi. This is what your desktop should look like. There may be a different picture here, but it should look, in general, it should look similar to this. Let's take a quick tour and then we'll jump into some Python programming. So in the upper left-hand corner, we have the Raspberry. Go ahead and click on that, and then there's a menu that comes up. You can see here that there are various softwares installed, and let's say that I wanted to install some more stuff. One way to do that would be to come down to Preferences, click on Add Remove Software. On the left hand side are some categories that you can choose from. Let's try to install another game. So if we click on Games, here's a list of games that are available to install. Let's go ahead and try to install one of these. So how about Penguin themed solitaire games? So I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to click OK. It'll prompt me for my password that I set up when you set up your Raspberry Pi for the first time. We're going to enter that in, click OK, and then the program will be installed. Okay, to find that program, you can go up to the Raspberry, look through the categories. In this case, we installed a game. So here are all of the games that were installed from that package. Okay, let's look to the right of the Raspberry. To the right of the Raspberry is our web browser. If we click on that, we may get a message for choosing a password for a keyring. You can cancel on that for the time being, but this enables you to access the internet and search for anything or do anything that you might do on the internet. Let's go ahead and close out that window, and let's check out two more features before we begin programming. So right now we are using the Raspberry Pi desktop OS, and that's considered a graphical user interface, or a GUI, GUI. So one way to interact with a computer is through a GUI, and one way that you may want to interact with your files is through a GUI. And we can click on this file manager, and that enables us to click on any of these folders to access our files or programs. Another way to interact with the computer file system is with a terminal. So let's go ahead and open up that terminal. It's right here, and it looks like this. So you can do many advanced programming and computer things with the terminal. I'm going to teach you to do two things here, and that is one way that you can update the software on your computer. Updating the software on your computer is an important thing, and often it's done automatically for you. On the Raspberry Pi, often you have to do it on your own. You won't be prompted for it. So we're going to type in the command here at the top line here, which is called the command prompt. We're going to type in the command sudo, sudo, space apt space update. And what that command does is it goes out to the internet and it searches for any updates from the Raspberry Pi official repository of software. It searches to see if there are any updates for the software that you currently have installed. You can see here that I get the message, all packages are up to date. Depending on the last time that you did this, you may have 10, 20, maybe even over 100 packages to update. And by default, usually what I do is I just update all of them. So there's actually two commands to this. The sudo apt update tells you what is available, and then to actually execute and install those updates, you're going to type in the command sudo apt upgrade. Go ahead and hit enter. And since I don't have any updates to install, it's just giving me this summary here. But if you have updates to install, the next thing that'll happen is it'll prompt you to enter a yes or no. And I just usually enter in yes to install all the updates. Let's go ahead and exit out of this terminal. There's two ways to do it. We can come up to the little X here, but you can also, from the terminal, you can just type in the command exit and it'll close out that program. Okay, now let's get into some Python programming. So when you program, you need a tool to put your code into, and that's called a code editor. Raspberry Pi Desktop comes with two default code editors, and let's access one of those. So we're going to go back up to the Raspberry, we're going to click on it, we're going to hover over programming, and the two that come installed by default are the Genie Programmer's Editor and Thonny. We are going to use Thonny, but if you installed any other editors like you see that I have here, it would show up here. So let's go ahead and click on Thonny to open that up. And in the top portion here is where you're going to write your code. And then for the program that we're going to write, the output is going to be in this area down below called the shell. So we're going to write our first Python program. It's going to have 2 lines, and then we'll run it and see what happens. By the way, I forgot to mention that Python, the programming language we're going to use, comes installed by default on the Raspberry Pi. If you wanted to program in another language like Java, you would have to install the Java source code on your Raspberry Pi. But Python comes installed by default. So we're ready to go. Okay, the program that we're going to write is going to simply, once it runs, it's going to ask a user, and the user's probably going to be you or someone you know, what their name is, and then it's going to just print a message out to that person. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to define a variable, and you can name the variable whatever you want. There are some rules. It can't have spaces in it, and it can't start with a number, and by convention it should always start with a lowercase letter. So we're going to ask the user for their name. So I'm just going to call the variable my name, okay? And then we're going to put a space and an equal sign, and then we're going to use a Python command called input. So we'll type that in. We'll put in a left and a right parenthesis, and inside that left and right parenthesis, we're going to put some double quotes, and inside that double quotes, we're going to put a message. We could write something like, "Hi there. What is your name?" Okay, so what this line will do, when we run it, it'll ask the user for their name in the shell. It'll wait, and then once it gets that name, we're going to ask the computer to do one more step, and that is to print the name out to the shell. So we're going to type in the command print, put a left and a right parenthesis there, some double quotes, and then we'll put a message, hello, space, and then we're going to put the plus operator, and then we're going to type that variable, put another space, plus, and then an exclamation point. Okay, so what this does inside the parentheses here is you see that we have this plus operator here. Python can do arithmetic just like a calculator can, but it looks to see what kind of data is to the left and to the right of that plus sign. And in this case, to the left of this plus sign, we have something called a string. A string in programming is nothing more than a set of characters, could be any character on the keyboard, inside double quotes. So when the plus operator is next to a string, what it'll do is it'll just kind of glue the whole line together. So it's going to print hello, and then it's going to tack on the name that you entered, and then finally an exclamation point. Okay, let's go ahead and run the program. So to run the program, we're going to come up to run, and if we look to the shell, there's some of our output. Hi there, what is your name? So the program right now is waiting for us to enter our name. So we'll go ahead and enter our name. We'll click enter, and then once our name is entered, the Python interpreter will go to the next line, and it'll print out what we asked it to print out. Okay, that's your first Python program. We will quit out of this program, and if you want to save that program, you can save it. I'm going to say no. And in the next video, what we'll do is we'll come and we'll work with a more advanced Python program that has some code already written for you. And this time our output is not going to be to the shell, but it'll actually be to the screen, and it'll include some graphics. So we'll see you in the next video.